rAVe Radio. With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary.
Hi everyone, Steph Beckett here. We're back with another episode of Rants and Raves in our pre-InfoComm 2026 series. InfoComm is in like a month, which is scary. That means I have a lot to do. And joining me for this episode is Nick Haraz. So first of all, tell everyone watching or listening a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yes, my name is Nick Haraz. I've been in the production and post-production industry for the past 19 plus years. I've covered a number of gamuts, but I started out my career doing a lot of live production that integrated with audio-visual workflows, anywhere from branding activations to putting together the content that directly showed up on the screen. That shifted like 10 years ago to also wear a hat in education, where a number of post-production tools and software that work in video applications like Premiere Pro or Final Cut. I worked for a company called Boris Effects that handles a ton of the plugins in there and was the director of marketing. I'm now back in a entrepreneurial role where I wear the hat of doing post-production, and I would say, 2025 and 2026 is all what I'd like to call hybrid, where corporate is meeting feature film, meeting AI, meeting content creation, all in one place and merging quicker than I ever imagined.
It is an interesting time in a lot of industries. So you are going to be at InfoComm kind of as part of the Pro Video Summit this year. So tell everyone a little bit about what the Pro Video Summit is and a few of the sessions that are going to be involved in that.
The Pro Video Summit is covering everything about professional production, right? And this is everywhere from production itself, the front end of the line, to pre-production, production, and then post-production. So integrating video editing. And I think when we talk about the whole process today, it's where emerging technologies, not to mention trends, are all coming together. I like to call it hybrid, but you can name it a number of other things. So this is, how does an LLM, right, or AI now connect to a pre-production workflow, and then how can that trickle through all the way to production to post?
That's really cool. So in a few of the sessions, you're going to be kind of covering production efficiency and modern workflows. Where do you think companies are still getting video production wrong, especially in those corporate and like enterprise environments?
That's a great question. I think the game has changed tremendously because there's an idea that you need to produce more content quicker. And this could be
That's true.
One of the things. So a piece of content that you would spend lots of time on doesn't necessarily matter as much. In fact, someone with an iPhone might produce something with higher views that isn't necessarily professional, but dips into an algorithm that can get exactly what you're looking for. So I think it's all about balancing the strategies that you are already doing and implementing new things that take advantage of these newer trends, not to mention newer technology to get work done faster, but even better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another thing that you're going to be covering is AI, which is a huge theme across a lot of portions of AV and also broadcast and production tech. So in actual production workflows, where do you think AI is genuinely saving teams time and improving quality right now, and where is the industry just kind of getting a little bit ahead of itself there?
Oh, this is such a great question, and thanks for asking it, Steph. I think where AI generally saves time is primarily in ideation. I think as an ideation tool, it's still relatively safe, meaning that what used to take, you'd stare at a blank canvas and you would then have to come up with a bunch of ideas, let's say on pen and paper, is now I can type a prompt and I can have 1,000 images basically shown to me in 2 minutes. I'm not lying either when I say that, because there are things like these things called permutations in different text to image generation software that allows you to do this. So we're never forced to see a blank page again if we don't want to. And in terms of ideation, it can give us so many ideas. And if we give it what I like to call an anchor, which is that we ground it with a process that we're already in. So say that, you're in AV and now you're being exposed to wearing so many other hats. What you can do is anchor it to your industry, and by feeding it information specifically about your industry, combined with where it can see the entire industries and everything's on the World Wide Web, you start to come up with really cool ways of automating workflows. So I would say ideation is the safe bet. Automation can be a safe bet, but the warning is a lot of these tools still hallucinate. Like, you have to fact check them like no tomorrow, and the only person that's going to fact check it is a human who is aware of the process. But if you can build anywhere from an agent that takes care of a background process, but train it based on factual and solidified information, you can automate tons of awesome processes that will save you time. But if you don't spend time in that groundwork, that's where things can slip through the cracks.
That's fair. And we talked about the traditional InfoComm attendee, right? So a lot of them are AV integrators. They might not think of themselves as broadcast or production people. So why should those AV integrators or AV IT managers, why should they pay attention to the Pro Video Summit this year? Why is this relevant even to them?
That's such a great question. I think one of the things that AI brought up recently, and why people like myself also who is an expert in post-production but now finds himself back to pre-production and even content creation, it's like, well, if I'm specialized in this, why do I pay attention to these other areas? I think in some cases there are more demands expected of you, right? With the time savings that AI offers. So AI is being attributed to time savings, which does do. So learning about these emerging technologies and skills and how to use them efficiently will save you time in the long run, as well as keep you relevant in the existing industry that you're in. I think the other fact is that a team of 2 people can probably outbeat a company of 100 if they used AI correctly. And this is not a team of 10 can take on a team of 1,000. It's just like learning these skills, there's so much possibility there, and the fact that you can create applications, that you can create websites, and that you can create video, it's astounding. And that's the truth, is that a nimble team can create something with the right expertise, and this emerging technology, knowing how to use it, can create something better than a team that would say is inefficient. Could be a number of different reasons in today's world.
So since we're seeing the AV folks start to have to worry about and be a part of broadcast and production and all of these choices, whether it's pre-production or post-production, from your perspective, what do you think is changing in all of these industries to make it the right moment for something like this and them starting to get more involved in these things?
I think because it's such a changing time for multiple reasons in multiple industries, like AI is like this, I like to call it the icing on the cake. But AI is coming at a time where content creation is now drawing more eyes than professional production. And we're at this place where that's kind of happened. Some industries haven't caught up or are catching up to that mixed with AI. So being open to new experiences, new knowledge about these tools and these trends, I think will only make you stronger in your craft. And the best part is you are an expert. You are a professional already in the AV field. And if you come with it from that lens and how I can use these tools to make my workflow better, myself stronger as a professional, I think the sky is the limit in terms of what's possible.
Yeah, Makes a lot of sense. So for everyone who is wanting to then go and see what sessions they can be a part of for the Pro Video Summit, I'm going to link that in the notes so that you guys can go and register. But Nick, last question for you. Where can people connect with you online?
Oh, great. You can follow on me on LinkedIn under Nick Harauz, Harauz. I'm quite active there. Do a bunch of posts on Gen AI and AI, and then have some courses along those lines. And that's the best place to follow me. I have I have an Instagram presence too, although not as active, but that's a great way to reach out to me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thanks for being on this episode of Rants and Raves.
Thanks for having me, Steph.
And again, for everyone watching and listening, I'm Steph Beckett. And if you want to check out all of our pre-InfoComm coverage, you can go to ravepubs.com/InfoComm. Other than that, we will see you guys in Vegas. Bye.
Bye.
Rave Radio. With rants and raves, you'll be